before crossing the finish line. The last 2 seasons, the Mets have fallen in the division and dropped out of the postseason race before September. The Phillies have plans for another October run, but the Mets, who aren't worrying about the standings, are standing in the way. What about Joe? That's right. Tonight it's Joe Blanton who takes the mound. The big three has been getting a lot of the attention here in September, but Blanton's pitched very well, and he will begin the 3-game series, the final home series of the 2010 season against the New York Mets. And in the standings, the Phils' magic number to clinch the outright National League East title is at 4. They lead the Braves by 6. The Marlins, the Mets, and the Nationals have all been eliminated from playoff competition. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Gary Matthews. Chris Wheeler will be along in just a little bit. Well, Joe Blanton will make the start tonight for the Phillies, and he has pitched exceptionally well. And the Phillies pitching staff has helped the Phils really streak through the second half, Sarge.
Well, you're absolutely right there. And Big Joe Blanton has helped out, giving that team a chance to win. When you take a look here at some of the streaks, that 10-game win streak, that's big. But what you really like to look at, in that National League East, 9 straight series there where they've actually ended up winning that, Tom, and that is big.
In 53 home wins, that includes winning 2 of 3 against the Toronto Blue Jays earlier this year when the Phillies were actually the visiting team. All right, tonight they'll take on R.A. Dickey for the 4th time this year. Now, up at Citi Field, R.A. Dickey's been very good. His one start here at Citizens Bank Park was not very good.
Well, it sure wasn't, but he has the capability of pitching a great game. We saw that in his last outing. But take a look here at this outing there. This knuckleball here that he throws, I'm telling you, it looks hittable. But that last time there at that ballpark, well, the only one to have a hit was Hamels. This guy will throw you a fastball there to freeze you. That's the one you want to hit. A high knuckleball. You usually have a little bit more success when you do that. But he was on his game. You got to give him credit. He is hittable, but again, you got to make sure you try and get him and try and get him really early there. Now you take a look at those outings there. August 8th there, that's when the Phillies really kind of got with him, Tom, there with those 8 hits, scoring there some runs. But I tell you, he can be a tough hombre.
Yeah, it's amazing. He's only allowed those 4 earned runs against the Phillies this entire year. They'll get another shot at him tonight in Game 1 of this 3-game series against the New York Mets. It is Joe Blanton who will take the baseball for the Phils. He'll be opposed by the knuckleballer, R.A. Dickey. Well, a number of the Phils hitters have really been streaking through September, and since the second half got underway, Raul Ibanez has been red hot. 40 RBIs since the All-Star break. We'll get to the lineups and the first pitch when we return. Phillies the 2010 regular season, and things are happening out at Ashburn Alley. The other night it was Roy Oswalt who dominated on the hill for the Phillies, much to the delight of his manager Charlie Manuel. And Charlie and the Phils are feeling pretty good about themselves coming into this weekend series against the New York Mets. Let's take a look at the Mets starting lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, only from Comcast. Leading it off at shortstop, Jose Reyes. Lucas Duda, the left fielder, bats second. Hitting third is the center fielder, Carlos Beltran, followed by the third baseman, David Wright. Ike Davis, the first baseman, bats fifth. Angel Pagan hits sixth. The catcher, Josh Tolley, is the number 7 hitter. Ruben Tejada, the second baseman, bats eighth. And batting ninth and pitching is knuckleballer R.A. Dickey. And they will face right-hander Joe Blatt, who's making his 27th start of the year. But Wheels, he has been good since the All-Star break for the Phillies.
Yeah, that's been his history, Tom, throughout his major league career. And, you know, he had the setback early in the year with the oblique out of spring training. Joe couldn't pitch until May. Then he was a little bit shaky. But this is what he's doing on the Southwest Airlines scouting report. His last 10 games here at this ballpark, he's 4-0. He has good lifetime numbers against the New York Mets, and he seems to almost always give you 6 innings and sometimes 7.
Well, the Phillies, with the off day yesterday, have a fresh bullpen going into this series against the Mets. So here we go. Jose Reyes to lead it off. Reyes, a .284 hitter this year, hitting .300 against the Mets. And the first pitch misses outside, and we're underway.
This guy has a long hitting streak, 24 on the road, does Jose Reyes. Not real good numbers against Joe Blatt.
Selected to this year's All-Star game, but did not play because of an injury. And he cues one toward Chip Hale on the third base coach's box.
They have a lot of decisions to make to the New York Mets because of this terrible season they've had. Actually, back-to-back bad years. And you just wonder if Reyes is still one of the cornerstones of their organization, of their plans, because he was at one time.
And he pops it up right side of the infield. Into the twilight. Ryan Howard is there, and he makes the catch right next to Jose Reyes. Now with one away, let's take a look, Wheels, at the Nissan keys to the game.
Well, eye on the prize. Everybody knows what that is. So stay focused, see if they can win a few more games and maybe rest a few guys for the rest of the season and then go into postseason. This is the 4th time they're going to face this R.A. Dickey tonight. He's been unbelievable twice against them. The other time they got him. What happens tonight?
We'll see. It's the end of the model year, and Nissan's laying it all on the line. Nissan's bottom line sales event going on now. Lucas Duda hits the first pitch foul down the left field line and out of play. And it's 0-1. Duda is 8 for his last 16. He's hitting just $184. But he has had his best stretch for the Mets, and that's why he's up in the number 2 spot. Jerry Manuel is just searching for something the last 9 games of the season for the New York Mets.
Yeah, these guys come in here on a losing streak, you know, just playing out the string, eliminated at this point, certainly not what they thought was going to happen at the All-Star break, because they were right there playing pretty well. And, a lot of the New York media writing that they were a much better team than the Phillies and all that. And boy, did they go the other way.
Yeah, the Mets were 48-40 at the All-Star break as Duda pulls it down the first base line, backhanded by Howard, and he'll take it to the bag himself. 2 outs. Mets were 48-40 at the All-Star break, but then their West Coast strip out of the break, they were 2-9 and 26-38 since the break overall.
That coast trip, they should have been 1-10 because they got a call at the plate. They would have won the game for the Giants. The guy was called out at the plate, and they wound up winning that game, or they would have lost that one also. But it was bad enough the way it was.
Well, the Phillies had a similar trip after the All-Star break, but they responded as Carlos Beltran swings over a changeup, and it's 0-1.
You look at that trip after the All-Star break for the Phillies. The St. Louis, Chicago, Cincinnati easily could have been 0-8. And they were 2-6, and since that time, different team.
43-15 since that time. So 2 teams who went in opposite directions after the All-Star break. And Charlie Manuel's team, their magic number to clinch the outright National League East title is 4. To clinch a tie, it's 3. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike to Carlos Beltran.
Yeah, no matter what the Atlanta Braves do, if the Phillies win 4 of their last 9 games, it's over. So, they have put themselves in a very good position by what they did in the 3 games while the Braves were here.
Carlos Beltran has hit in 3 straight games, overall batting .246 during an injury-plagued 2010. And there's ball 4. Mets struggles really it doesn't include Citi Field where they're 44-30, but on the road 30-48. Look at the earned run average, Wheels. A run and a half higher on the road compared to home.
And their batting average much lower.
Jerry Manuel, a lot of folks think that this is his final week as the manager of the Mets, or final 10 days as the manager of the Mets.
Yeah, who knows? And we certainly aren't around to fire or hire managers, but it's hard to believe he'll be back with all the stuff that's going on. Is it his fault? Of course not. But those guys are always going to pay the price, and they know that when they take the job. That's why they want to get a few years guaranteed and make a lot of money, because they know they're going to get fired.
David Wright hits the 0-1 pitch foul, and it's no balls at 2 strikes. Off the end of the bat, a flare to shallow right field. Here comes Jason Worth, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, 1 man left. Pretty clean first inning for Joe Blanton. We go to the bottom of the first. It's the Mets nothing, and the Phils coming up. Went down quietly in their half of the first. Folks are still enjoying their dinner as they get ready for the bottom of the first to get underway. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, only from Comcast. Leading it off in center field, Shane Victorino. Placido Polanco, the third baseman, bats second. James Utley hits third, followed by Ryan Howard, the first baseman. Jason Worth is in right field, batting fifth. Raul Ibanez hits sixth. And the bottom third of Carlos Ruiz, Wilson Valdez, and Joe Blanton. And they will face right-hander R.A. Dickey, who's making his 25th start of the year. With all the troubles the Mets have had this year, he has been one of their bright spots, Wheels.
He's been tremendous, Tom. He gave them an unbelievable stretch during this year where, he really kept their head above water because he gave them a dependable starter. To see what he's done against the Phillies, including the one hitter, as we see our Southwest Airlines scouting report, he's going to throw a couple kinds of knuckleballs and a fastball. Last time we saw him, his knuckleball was really on, and he pitched the one hitter, and Cole Hamels got the only hit off.
Shane Victorino will lead it off for the Phils, and he takes a knuckler for a strike, and it's 0-1.
He gave up 10 hits to the Braves on Sunday. And, it just all depends what kind of command he has of the 2 different type of knuckleballs he throws.
Well, earlier this season when he pitched at Citizens Bank Park back in August, the Phils hit him pretty good. Victorino hits it pretty good here. That's deep to left, and that one is gone! A leadoff home run for Shane Victorino. It's his third of the year against the Mets, and the Phils lead it 1-0.
Well, the knuckleball, the slow one looks kind of like a curve, like a slurve, and the hard one looks like a slider. And that one was a slower one, and watch what it does. It just sits there, right in the middle of the plate and up in the strike zone. And good swing there by Shane, and what a great start for the Phillies. His first career leadoff home run, Shane Victorino's first. Jimmy Rollins has a lot of them.
Oh, it also means that David Russell of West Creek, New Jersey, has just won $200, compliments of Shane and the Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot.
Well, that's more than they scored off him last time.
That's right.
Now, they hit 2 homers off him here in the game in Philadelphia when he didn't pitch all that well in this ballpark. Worth hit one off him, and so did Ibanez.
Here's Placido Polanco. Polanco fights one off it to center field, a base hit. Well, this is a good start for the Phils.
Well, if there's ever a night where they would come out loosey-goosey, it's tonight. Because, you know, they're not there yet. They haven't accomplished anything, but they accomplished a lot when you get right down to it with that 3-game sweep of the Atlanta Braves. And there's not a whole lot of pressure on them in this game tonight. So they should come out, and if this guy's not on, get some good swings.
Well, the other thing, too, the Phillies, who have won 10 consecutive games, 18 wins here in September. It's the most wins since 1983 in September. That's pretty impressive, and that was a magical September. Here's Chase Utley with nobody out and a runner at first. 1-0 Phillies. And a knuckleball low. It's 1-0. Chase on this homestand is 8 for 22, a .364 hitter with 5 runs scored.
Josh Tolley handling him here tonight, and has a great big glove that guys have to use when they try to catch a knuckleball pitch. Look at the size of that glove.
Well, Tolley this year made sure that he caught R.A. Dickey down in the minor leagues because he figured after Dickey's start in the minors, and he was really good, he figured he was going to be up in the big leagues sooner rather than later. And look at Polanco. Takes advantage of the fact that Tolley doesn't know where the ball is. Anyway, Tolley wanted to make sure he knew how to catch Dickey because he figured the Mets might need somebody to catch him, and it would speed up his path to the big leagues.
Yeah, and it certainly did help because he's done a good job catching him. That one, you know, he's trying not to panic, but he don't know where it is. It goes off the heel of the glove, and you know people in the Phillies dugout are yelling, here, here, here. Make him look over there. I mean, that's just part of the game. But you can see his head go towards the Phillies dugout, a little bit. Good base running by Polanco.
So it's 3-0 to Chase with a runner at second. And there's ball 4. The Phillies have 2 aboard here in the first. How good has R.A. Dickey been? Well, set aside the one hitter against the Phillies, he came into this ball game with the 9th best earned run average in the National League at 2.92.
And he's had 4 games this year, 4 starts with no walks. And that's almost impossible for a knuckleball pitcher not to walk somebody.
You see Ryan Howard, 14 walks in his last 9 ball games. And on the inside corner for a strike, it's 0-1. Ryan with 27 career home runs against the Mets, including his first career home run. That came up at Shea Stadium. Hits that one hard to the right side. Might be 2. Tejada to second for 1. Reyes makes an unbelievable pivot and hops over Utley. It's a 4-6-3 double play. 2 away.
Yeah, that's special when you can do that. That's like Ozzie Smith and the great shortstops that are so acrobatic. Tom says, great pit. Look what he does here. He uses the back of the bag, then he just goes straight up. Just jumps to get away from Chase Utley, and then it's all arm. And that's some arm.
Two outs, and here's Jason Worth. Jason's had a good homestand. 9 for 21.
That could save Dickey right there, and it looks like the Phillies could have had a huge first inning against him.
In reality, when Ryan Howard's up at the plate, Tejada is usually in short right field, but because there are runners on first and second, he was playing in his normal spot. Nearly his normal spot.
Right, and you got to stay alert at third now. Polanco taking a good walking lead in foul territory. Make sure all your momentum's headed towards home plate when the pitch is thrown. If it bounces away, you may be able to score. That's the essence of a walking lead, is make sure your momentum's going towards home.
2-0 the count. And that's a strike on the inside corner. almost pulled the trigger on that one. But instead it's high. 3 balls and 1 strike. You know the numbers by now. The Phillies 92 at 61. A staggering 31 games above the 500 mark. And there's the second walk of the inning. And that'll leave things for arguably the most productive guy RBIs wise for the Phillies. And that's Raul Ibanez.
Well, as you said, productive. You know, the 2 doubles that he got in the final 2 games of the Braves series, and they won the game. Won the games.
He hits that one hard, but Tejada to his right has it. And he throws him out. So the Phils have to settle for just the 1 run. They get a couple more base runners. They lead 2. But the home run by Shane Victorino gets the Phillies off on the right foot. A long one, the left field. They'll take a 1-0 lead into the second. Browse the largest online selection of authentic team gear, including official caps, t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. Get your team gear straight from the source. Shop thephillies.com shop. Tough play for Raul Ibanez. He comes sliding in. He can't get it. Then it'll be a leadoff single for Ike Davis to begin the second.
Broke his bat. Ibanez did all he could and almost comes up with a play. That thing wasn't hit very high. There's no chance for Valdez to go out and get it. And here comes Raul. He never did touch it.
He just missed it.
Yeah, you see, it just never touches the glove and then just goes right underneath. 2 umpires out there to make the call.
So with nobody out and a runner at first, here's Angel Pagan. Pagan's having a decent year. 291 hitter with 10 home runs and 67 RBIs. He was 0 for 4 in the series against the Marlins, and he bunts up the third base line. It's a good bunt. Polanco's going to let it roll, and that's a good decision. Boy, when it was laying on the grass, rolling on the grass, I didn't think it was going to go foul.
No, it didn't look like it, and that was his only play. Smart play, as you said, good decision because Pagan can fly. And even if he picked that up the minute he got to it when it was fair, he's not going to throw this guy out because he's gone right out of that batter's box. There it is, a lot of spin. He sees it. As soon as it gets fouled, pick it up. He's followed all the way down the line, and there it goes. So you could really see the spin on it coming off the bat. That's why it kicked left like that.
Back toward the middle. Blanton's got it. Throws to second for one. Nice play by Valdez, and they can't turn the double play. That's because, as Will said, Pagan runs very well. Valdez did a nice job making sure the Phillies were able to get one.
Yeah, that's a dead double play ball, and you know, Blanton doesn't make a good throw, and it's amazing it was that close. It just shows you how good Valdez's arm is. Here it is, dead double play ball if he gets it down, but he has to jump, touch the bag, and then throw all arm, just like Reyes did on the play in the first inning, and still almost gets a guy who can fly out of the batter's box and was batting left-handed, and he's a step or two closer.
So with a runner at first, Josh Toley's the hitter.
Tell Joe knew who was covering too, because he was looking for the shortstop to lead him. You know, they talk about that before the first pitch is thrown. Who's got it? And he knew it was a shortstop he was trying to lead, but he just threw it high.
Pagan thought about going, and watches the pitch go by for a strike. He stopped after breaking.
It looked like Toley took a pitch for him there too. Maybe somebody yelled he's going, because he just stopped on that. Any effort to swing to let the guy run.
Josh Toley was 0 for 7 in the series against the Florida Marlins. One of the problems that Jerry Manuel's team has had has been their offense. I mean, since the All-Star break, they're hitting .235 as a team, averaging 3.5 runs per game.
You better get great pitching if you hit like that. One of the reasons the Phillies stayed above water is because their pitching's been so good this year, even when they didn't hit. Now, granted, they weren't winning as many games as they are now either, but they were able to win enough not to get buried because they didn't give up a lot, and they caught the ball well, as they have all year.
And they got him. Pagan was frozen momentarily. He thought he got his hand back, and Blanton picks up the pickoff.
Great job by Joe, because he held the ball, then used real quick feet, and he's out. Great replay. Tremendous replay there, and he is out. Good swipe tag by Ryan Howard, and quick feet. Now watch right there. He's got him right there, and now his fingers hit the bag. Well, you could really see it on them. Well, the umpires wish they could see it that well, huh?
And Toley, a swing and a miss. It's 1-2. Now, Pagan was complaining about something. He probably thought that Blanton balked on his way over to first.
Well, Joe, he did two things really well, Tom. He held the ball a long time, and that got him flat-footed. And then he used real quick feet. I guess he thought he didn't show any daylight going over there.
A line drive caught by Chase Utley, and the side is retired. A couple of base runners, but both base runners are knocked off the base paths. We go to the bottom of the second. It's the Phils 1 and the Mets nothing. And the Eagles as they prepare for the Jags. And Lisa Hillary's one-on-one with Daniel Briere. All this and more on Toyota Sports Night after the ballgame right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Last the second, it is another nice night. It's amazing. The weather is changing back and forth between summer and fall. And speaking of changing, Adam Dunn is at his 36th home run And our Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Nationals have taken a 1-0 lead over the Braves in the bottom of the second. That's against Tim Hudson.
I wonder if he was going to play tonight, too, because he really got nailed on the elbow by a pitch he had a day. Did not play in the day game, the 4:30 game yesterday against Houston, but he's back. Good.
Well, there was a story in the Washington papers where he said he wanted to stay in Washington, and his other goal was to hit 40 home runs this year.
Well, Phillies are going to see him for a few games next week. They don't really want to help with that. Nope. But let him go crazy this weekend. Feel free.
3-0 the count to Ruiz.
Hudson would be a good guy for him to hit off, too, because he's down with everything, and that's what he wants to hit is the ball down.
And Carlos takes one for a strike.
He's 10 for 28 with 3 homers against Tim Hudson coming into the game tonight. So, you know, without knowing that, you just think that's a good matchup for Dunn, the way he likes the ball down with Hudson with those sinkers.
Talked about how the Mets offense has struggled since the All-Star break. Well, the Phillies offense, and part of that is Wilson Valdez, who's on deck. Phillies offense has gone totally the other way since the All-Star break as Ruiz watches a knuckleball go by for a strike. And that's the first strikeout for Dickey. Phillies offense has picked up the pace since the 1st of August and certainly since the 1st of September.
Now watch how this thing looks like a breaking ball. Well, not that one just came down. It looked like it was high, and that's what Carlos thought too. But Ruggie said no, and that's all that matters. And to Carlos's credit, he got out of there, didn't complain too much because, you know, he got to sit out there in front of that guy all night and try and get pitches for Joe Blanton and the rest of the staff.
Oh, what a way. Here's Wilson Valdez, a 256 hitter, 6 for 20 on the homestand.
That's part of maturing as a catcher, I think, when you do something that he just did there. And even though you know that that was not a strike, you know, don't get involved with the umpire in a second and get him upset at you. Rollins had a big time workout out here tonight. There's Carlos. Good job by him to just walk away. Jimmy was taking a lot of ground balls and running after them. Batting practice, getting closer and closer, it looks like.
Yeah, Charlie Manuel said today that he thinks Jimmy will be able to play on Sunday. So, you know, that all depends on how he feels tomorrow after the workout today and the simulated game he had yesterday.
Yeah, he said he planned on turning him loose on Sunday if everything goes according to plans. He said it should be a warm day, a day game, and he would like him to play Sunday.
Valdez lines 1-1 hopper right past Reyes into left center field, and he's aboard. Takes a big turn.
Trying to get one by that guy. It looked like he had that lined up too, and he's going to make another one of those spectacular athletic plays that he can make. I think he's trying to figure out how he missed it. Wilson hit it hard. Just a split second late.
And also didn't look like it took the hop Reyes expected when he went toward the ground. So here's Blatton up there to try to sacrifice, and he takes one low. I would think this pitch is difficult to sacrifice if you're a hitter. Oof. Just because it's moving every which way.
You talk about trying to swat a fly.
Valdez has 5 stolen bases this year in 5 attempts.
So you shouldn't stab when you're trying to bunt. Well, it's hard not to with that thing. At least.
Well, the other thing too, I think it's hard enough to do just what you were saying, but also to decide, all right, it's out of the strike zone.
Oh, yeah. Well, the old thing, if it's high, let her fly. If it's low, let it go. And that even applies to bunting with a knuckleball.
And he bunts it, and it's a dandy to the right side. Dickey looked to second, and the sacrifice is successful. So 1-4 on the putout. Hey, the Fanatic Around Town auction is coming to an end. That's right. The auction closes Thursday the 30th at 6 p.m. Now, the proceeds for the Fanatic Around Town auction will go to Phillies charities. You can see what's available right now by going to the fan section at Phillies.com for information and to place your bid. The one statue that is left for bid is the one that's signed by all of the Phillies players. I mean, it has everybody. It also has Jay Happ and Nelson Figueroa, guys that were with the Phillies earlier this season. But
it was down there for a long time, so a lot of guys got a chance to sign it.
Just as they walked down the stairs to go out toward the field, that's where it was standing. Victorino, who homered to start the bottom of the first, is ahead 2 balls and no strikes.
And Victorino, like he's been doing against Dickey this year, batting right-handed, even though he's a right-handed pitcher, and it certainly paid off the first time up when he hit the ball of the ballpark.
And he lines one to left field. That's going to be another RBI. Valdez will walk home from second. Victorino goes to second. It's 2-0 Phils thanks to Shane Victorino. Oh, we mentioned it earlier this season. The reason he bats right-handed is because it's his natural side, and he just feels like he could stay in there longer against the knuckleball.
Yeah, there it is. The knuckleball started to go away from him a little bit, and he just lines it to right field. You know, he's not going to turn away from being a switch hitter, but
well, he's safe and secure, Wheels. It's safe and secure with New York Life.
Yeah, and the reason, as you say, his natural side and all, but you know, the reason you switch it is so you never have to have the ball coming around you. Well, knuckleball's not going to come around you. You don't have to worry about pulling off a knuckleball, or at least you should.
Well, he's in scoring position for Placido Polanco, who singled his first time up.
You know, you don't have to worry about it hitting you because it's not going to hurt, easy for us to say, but it's not. So, you know, that's another reason why you can just feel comfortable doing it.
Plus, you can also, Victorino's getting a very big lead off second. Not that it's a big deal for him to go to third in this spot normally, but you could steal against a knuckleballer, and against a knuckleball pitcher, if you're at third with 2 outs, you could score on a wild pitch.
Sure, we talked about that in the first inning when Polanco was over there and taking that walking lead. Puts a lot of pressure on the catcher.
Little number to the right side. And Tejada, the second baseman, gobbles it up, and the Phillies are retired. But they get another run and an RBI double by Shane Victorino. 68 ribbies this year and a 2-0 lead. And please submit your answer on the subject line. Wills, the question is, R.A. Dickey one-hit the Phils on August 13th of this year. Who holds the Mets' all-time record with 5 career one-hitters? Mets have never had a no-hitter. The answer will be revealed in the 7th inning.
They've had like 30-some one-hitters, I think it is. And no no-hitters, which is amazing when you consider those pitchers they've had there. Tom Seaver had 2 one-hitters against the Cubs. I don't know if he had 5.
Well, he did eventually pitch a no-hitter with the Cincinnati Reds.
Nolan Ryan left there to pitch a lot of no-hitters.
0-2 the count to Ruben Tejada to start the third. 2-0 Phillies. A home run by Shane Victorino and an RBI double. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Red Sox have taken a 3-0 lead over the Yankees in the bottom of the second. So that's good news if you're in Tampa, because the Rays are playing the Mariners tonight. The Rays are half a game back in the division. Little roller to shortstop. Valdez fires.
Yeah, and when you look at schedule, right now, the Yankees have a lot tougher, or the Yankees have a lot tougher schedule than the Rays. And looking at it this morning, I can't tell you who all the teams are, but Yankees have to play the Red Sox a lot. The Rays, Tom said, playing the Mariners tonight. Does that mean anything? It could.
Yeah, the Yankees have the Red Sox this weekend, then the Blue Jays, then the Red Sox again.
There you go. It's tough.
It's tough. Here's R.A. Dickey batting for the first time. The Rays, meanwhile, have Seattle this weekend. The Orioles.
There's somebody else there at the end, and somebody at the end, where you don't get that worry about. They have 4 with the Royals at the end.
And a line drive base hit for R.A. Dickey. Into the gap in left center field, and it's going to the wall. He doesn't run all that well, so he's just now pulling into second. How about that? His second double of the year.
Well, we're just talking about schedule. Does it mean anything? No, it could, but does a pitcher hitting, if you throw one right down the middle to him, that's baseball. And Dickey is a pretty good hitter, actually. That looked like a slider. It's kind of hung, either a slider or a cutter, just kind of hung out over the plate all the way to the wall.
Well, here's Reyes, who popped out his first time up, and he hits one softly to Chase Utley. 2 outs. Reyes was bustling up the first base line, made it pretty close. Over to third goes R.A. Dickey. Well, that'll bring Lucas Duda to the plate. Duda grounded out to first his first time up. And it's no balls at 2 strikes. One of the things that a lot of folks reflected on after the 3-game sweep against the Braves, and a lot of the players did too, was the electricity in this ballpark for that 3-game series.
It was great.
The rally towels that were given out and the pitching that the Phillies set out there. And speaking of pitching, how about Joe Blanton? A beautiful changeup to Duda to finish up this third inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left in scoring position. We'll come back for the bottom of the third, and Chase Utley's due to lead it off. leases and low financing at your Honda dealer. Buy Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. And buy your local Dodge dealers. Last of the third here at Citizens Bank Park. And the folks are settling in for the final home series of the weekend. And it's going to be a busy weekend here at the ballpark. And the Phillies are going to close out this weekend series, not only chasing their dreams of being in the World Series for a third consecutive year, but they have an opportunity to sell out tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. And what a stretch they are on as far as sellouts go. Over 120 consecutive sellouts once this season comes to a close.
Yeah, it should continue to sell out all weekend.
Yes, it should. And then some.
And then some. Well, if they were lucky enough to go to postseason, it'd be the first time in their history they went 4 years in a row. So.
Incredible.
I mean, they went 4 out of 5 in the 70s, 6, 7, 8. And then in 79, they had an injury-plagued season, didn't go, and of course won the World Series in 80. So that's as close as they come.
Well, and also 3 years later went back to the World Series before they lost to the Orioles. So that was a pretty good stretch. And the most home wins all time, the Phillies with 53 this year. That includes winning 2 of 3 against the Blue Jays, where the Phillies were the road team.
And that 77 team won 101 games.
One away here in the third. Here's Ryan Howard. And Ryan takes a knuckleball low. Ryan grounded into a double play his first time up.
I think he settled down a little bit. He was struggling with his knuckleball a little bit in the first inning. They had a shot at a big inning. Now it looks like he's getting a little more command of it. It's just such a different knuckleball now that we've seen him 4 times away. One kind of looks like a curve or a slurve, and the other one looks like a slider. Because they move the same way, just one slower.
Well, he's pitched himself into a contract, too, you would think, for 2011.
Absolutely.
And he gets a strikeout of Ryan Howard, 2 outs.
They don't want him, somebody will.
11 wins this year for Dickey, the most in his major league career since 03 when he won 9. Hey, represent the organization in the community and on the field for the 2011 season by becoming a Phillies ball girl. The Phillies are looking for softball players with outgoing personalities and strong interpersonal skills. You can submit a 2-minute DVD highlighting your softball experience and why you should be considered to the Phillies. Citizens Bank Park, 1 Citizens Bank Way, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 19148. Attention ball girl applicant. Now, deadline for submissions is October 4th. Please, no phone calls. And with 2 outs, here's Jason Worth. He walked his first time up. And he hits one back toward the middle. Flagged down by Dickey. And the Phillies go down quietly here in the third. 1, 2, 3. Go the Phils. We've played 3. We go to the 4th here at Citizens Bank Park. It's 2-0 Phils. Cup coffee. Brewed fresh every cup and delivered by W.B. Mason. For a great cup of coffee, who but W.B. Mason? Oh, we go to the top of the fourth. Gary Matthews joins us up here in the booth. It'll be Carlos Beltran, David Wright, and Ike Davis against Joe Blanton. Yeah, Beltran lines one to center, but right at Victorino. One pitch, one set aside here in the fourth. Sarge, Joe Blanton, over his last 9 starts, is 3-0 with a 3.46 earned run average. The Phillies are 8-1 over those 9 starts. Now, they've scored a lot of runs behind him, which is a good thing. But he has been rather efficient. And we've talked so much about Roy Oswalt, Roy Halladay, and Cole Hamels that, this Phillies staff as a whole has rounded into one of the best in the National League here in the second half. And it's because of the big three, but it's also because of the job that Joe Blanton has done, Kyle Kendrick at times has done. I mean, it's a collective thing.
Well, Joe has definitely pitched and kept him in ball games. In the times that he will have problems, it's usually maybe that first inning or 6th and that 7th inning, but he usually settles down and gives that team a chance to win. Don't know if that is a sign of, at times of being fatigued, but you would think because he runs the stands that he's in as great a shape as any of the pitchers.
Right, loops one foul, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, we bring it up because a lot of times when you're a successful team, which the Phillies certainly have been, the guys that are the foundation get all the notice, but the guys on the outside a little bit that have to be effective, whether it be at their position or on the mound, they need to get some attention every once in a while.
Yeah, well, it's hard too, though, when you're not in that particular spot. 3, 4, 5 guys, usually the guys that get all of the press. As Mr. Wright strikes out. And again, because they're up in those important parts of the game, usually a 3, 4, 5 innings there. Look at the movement on that pitch. Off speed, as you can tell, a little bit off balance there.
Well, and as we get closer to the postseason, the Phils hope it's sooner rather than later that they clinch. They will eventually need a 4th starter in the postseason.
Well, you would think so, and a lot of times you'll just see exactly how it goes. A lot has to do with, how many innings a pitcher would pitch. Gets knocked out early, he might have a chance to come back in that 3rd or 4th ball game.
Mike Davis has 2 hits tonight against Joe, so he's aboard with 2 away here in the top of the 4th. And that'll bring Angel Pagan to the plate. Pagan reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. That pitch is a little high and outside. It's 1-0. In the air to right field. That one's deep, and that one's not coming back. That's a 2-run home run that's just tied this ball game up. Angel Pagan has hit his 11th homer of the year, and it's a 2-2 game. '26th home run allowed by Joe this year, and that was a deep one.
Yeah, that's just not a good pitch. High change up in the zone. And Joe not very happy about that. He's got to get the ball down to Pagan. Look at that. Right in his swing. He knew it was gone when he hit it. One of the deepest parts of the field. No doubt about it.
Grounder hit sharply to Chase. And the side is retired, but the damage is done by Angel Pagan. A 2-run home run that's tied this ball game up at 2. We go to the bottom of the 4th. is Chevy Dealers. Visit ChevyDealers.com. And by Southwest Airlines. Go to Southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Or in this case, grab your bats. It's on. That's right. Phillies offense has been clicking on all cylinders in so many ways. Now, the game is tied at 2 thanks to Angel Pagan and his 2-run home run at the top of the 4th. But Phillies are looking to start to get some at-bats going against R.A. Dickey like they had in the first 2 innings, with Raul Ibanez leading it off here in the bottom of the 4th. Ibanez grounded out his first time up, so he's 0 for 1.
Well, guys want to try and pick up that high changeup. Usually less movement. When it's low, you get a little bit more movement as the ball goes down. So you'd like for it to start it up a little higher.
1-2 to count to Ibanez. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, Adam Dunn is ripping apart the Braves right now. He's hit his second home run, a 2-run shot in the bottom of the 3rd against Tim Hudson. 4th home run against Hudson. And it's 3-0 Washington. Well, Dunn is getting closer to 40 home runs, and his multi-home run game tonight is his 6th this season.
Well, he's a true power hitter. He'll give that average up to hit home runs and does walk quite a bit.
Ibanez rolls it toward the middle. That's a base hit. And he's aboard to begin the 4th. There are a couple of good stories about Raul with the off day yesterday and how well he has hit since the All-Star break. He continues to hit here, Sarge. Just stayed right on this.
Yeah, he did stay on it. The ball did kind of just stay up, didn't go down as he punches it right up the middle.
And Carlos takes a healthy swing at the first pitch from Dickey, and it's 0-1.
Well, one of these guys you don't want to swing hard at. More of a controlled type of a swing.
And that ball gets away from Tolley, and Ibanez moves up into scoring position.
Oh, those are just hard balls to catch when it's knuckling, and especially when it's down. You can see the oversized glove that they use. But take a look at it. Look how large the glove is as he goes down. It's almost like a first baseman's glove, as what you would call just box that one up.
Yeah, the last one that Tolley dropped, they called a wild pitch. This one a pass ball. And that's a fair ball right inside the first base bag. Ibanez around third, heading for home. He's going to score. The Phillies lead it 3-2. R.A. Dickey threw a knuckleball, and Carlos Ruiz hit it like a knuckler inside the first base bag.
Well, that's just a great call on that. And Ruiz actually trying to go the opposite way. But that just goes to show you the way you try and hit a knuckleball, you stay through it. That ball on the inside, the inside's out the ball. Now look at how it just goes right down the line. Not hit hard enough to get in the outfield as Ibanez comes through and scores easily without a slide.
51st RBI of the year for Ruiz. And it's 3-2 Phillies.
Well, it's just good at hitting there. I mean, you'd like to be able to get a hit like he did, but getting him over a 2-2 game, that's what it's all about. Don't know about that pitch.
I think more than anything else, it surprised Valdez because it was a fastball. As Ibanez catches his breath.
Well, you can almost look hard on him. He does throw a hard knuckleball, and he throws his share of fastballs. And he'll throw them behind in the count. When he gets ahead of you, then he throws that hard knuckleball.
And Valdez is down swinging. That's the first out. And the third strikeout for Dickey. Blanton sacrificed his first time up. He's probably up there to do the same thing here. And he bunts it up the first base line. It's a foul ball. One of the best spots right there in the ballpark, just at the top of Harry the K's in the upper level in left field. On a warm night, there's always a nice breeze that's coming up there. Harry the K's, the restaurant here at the ballpark, has 2 levels, one downstairs and one upstairs. And another bunt back toward the mound. Dickey has it, throws to second for one, and to first, not in time. Good slide by Carlos Ruiz just to disrupt Reyes enough. And there are 2 outs. Email, text, Twitter, and Facebook 24/7. CSNPhilly.com is the best place for the latest on the Phils and the magic number as they drive towards another title. Text alerts to 53695 or sign up for alerts at CSNPhilly.com. 2 outs, and here's Shane Victorino. Victorino batting right-handed against the knuckleballer R.A. Dickey is 2 for 2. And it's 0-1.
Way he's swinging, he might want to stay on that right side. And he's going to get some of those other right-handed pitchers. He gets his foot down, and he has the last couple of times, but you can tell this is his stronger side just by the way he's swinging.
Shane homered his first time up against Dickey, then double homer run his last time up, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Have you seen this before, Sergeant? Would Pete Rose ever bat from his strong side?
Yeah, I've seen some hitters do that. Gary Templeton would actually do that. Didn't see Pete Rose do it.
I guess Pete Rose would never give in.
Oh, what a competitor. Oh, this is the first inning. Watch how he gets a foot down. That foot is down as he hits the ball out of the ballpark. And this one right here is just a solid single. He drives that ball there. Actually, I should say double. Halfway home to the cycle.
Well, it remains 2 balls and 2 strikes to Shane. Pretty good year against one team. A 400 batting average against the Mets with 12 RBIs in 15 games. Well, now 16 games. And he stays alive.
Well, he's had a solid year, being able to hit anywhere in the lineup. First, second. He's hit 6. Been pretty steady. Steals bases. Plays good defense.
Hits it hard, and it's dug out by Wright, and Blanton's retired to finish off the 4th. Phillies do get a run, though, on the RBI single by Carlos Ruiz. We go to the 5th here in Philadelphia. It's the Phils 3, the Mets 2. And every time the Phillies retire the opposing team in order, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Now, Joe Blanton hasn't done it yet tonight. But Phillies baseball is brought to you by the Xfinity Triple Play, your complete lineup for digital TV, high-speed internet, and home phone. Well, we go to the top of the 5th. It's 3-2 Phillies here. The Braves trail the Nationals 3-0 in the 3rd down in D.C. Fans reacted a little bit when they saw the first run go up. I think the next 2 runs went up so quick that they didn't have a chance to react. Well, there's no doubt the fans are keeping an eye on that scoreboard out in right field, because they know the Phillies' magic number to clinch the division is 4. So any combinations of Phillies wins and Braves losses that equal 4 will give the Phils the National League East title.
Yeah, well, they will watch the scoreboard now consistently, and that goes for the players. They'll watch it to be able to get some incentive if things aren't going well for the Atlanta Braves, like it is not now. And they just want it to be over. They want it to be over as soon as possible. Certain guys will go on and get a rest, and certain pitchers will do the same thing.
Towering fly ball to shallow left, and Ibanez puts it away. 1 out here in the 5th. Well, there it is. There's the scoreboard that we're talking about. Tim Hudson's number 15. And the Nationals lead it 3-0. That game is going to flip to the top of the 4th in a moment, because the Nationals have just retired after Adam Dunn hit a 2-run home run. I mean, when you would go out to left field, would you look and see where that score of the team behind you was, just to keep an eye on it?
Absolutely. But that punch in the stomach that they just gave the Atlanta Braves over these last 3 games, it's going to be difficult for them to get back. But you start to feel pretty good about yourself, because that was huge, being able to sweep the Braves, and they were coming off of a sweep themselves. So to really put them right back in their place there, you don't have to watch it as much, because, again, your task is at hand, but you will peek and know what's going on with the team that's in back of you.
Well, you know, sometimes words underscore how important that 3-game sweep was.
Oh,
but,
gosh.
I mean, that was huge.
Oh, boy. Just took the wind right out of their sails. I mean, you could almost tell the way that they were walking, the way they were walking after the game. Kind of good to not see Chipper Jones in that lineup.
Chase Utley takes a step in, and there are 2 outs here in the 5th. So R.A. Dickey's retired, and Jose Reyes will bat for the 3rd time.
Mike Schmidt just came in the booth and said that wanted to remind everybody, he told you everything was going to be all right. A little easier to say that now.
He did say that, though.
Well, I guess he did. Well, we had some other people saying it. Well, I don't like saying that until it is to the point where you know that nothing can go wrong.
1-1 the count to Reyes. Reyes is popped out, and he's grounded out. 0-2. They tried to check his swing, but he went, and it's 1-2.
And that's where he wants the changeup to be. Want that changeup to be down. You don't want it to be out over the plate.
And a called strike 3. A fastball right on the outside part of the plate in a good spot. And there's Joe Blanton's first 1-2-3 inning of the night. He's retired 4 straight. We go to the bottom of the 5th. The Phillies lead it by 1. And Joe Blanton, a big strikeout of Jose Reyes. you want, or sell tickets to the games you can't make on StubHub. That's right, there are 2 games left here at Citizens Bank Park, so if you want to come out, go to StubHub.com and choose your seats today.
StubHub!
And there's some tickets right there that, well, looks like they were able to get those from the Phillies. And this place is jammed tonight. I mean, you look out at the Bud Light rooftop and the bleacher seats that are over Campos Steakhouse out there. I mean, that's usually an indication that there's not usually too many places to go, as Polanco pokes one into the center field to lead off the 5th. Ashburnalley is always crowded, Sarge, but it's that rooftop out there that, I mean, it's packed right now.
Standing room only. You start to line up pretty early for those tickets.
There's the rooftop.
Still pretty nice. And you do get a breeze when you're up there.
Ashburnalley and all the activity, and the folks, those standing room only tickets, sitting behind the seats over the 409 and 387 sides. Chase Utley is the batter, and Chase takes the knuckleball high. We spent the last 3 nights out at Ashburnalley, and that was outstanding. We appreciate everybody being out there. Howard's homers, they were out there for 2 nights.
Yeah, I had a good time out there. Keep hoping maybe we'll do that a little more.
I thought the greatest thing about being out there, Sarge, was you can hear different conversations about the series as you're walking by groups of people, and people deciding, all right, well, if we take 2 of 3, or if the Phillies just don't get swept here, or what if they sweep this 3-game series, that kind of stuff. And through the hole on the right side, a base hit for Chase. Polanco stops at second, and the Phillies have 2 aboard with nobody out here in the 5th.
Now, that's just because it's such knowledgeable fans that they talk about it and know what they're talking about.
And nobody out. Here's Ryan Howard. Ryan is 0 for 2. He's grounded into a double play, and he struck out. Well, that's a tough pitch.
Yeah, borderline, starts in, moving in.
Ryan Runge's the home plate umpire. Jerry Lane's the crew chief. Mike Winters is at second, and Hunter Wendelstedt is around the 3rd. 2 sons of umpires with Runge and Wendelstedt. And Ryan slices it the opposite way. That is a foul ball.
Just protecting the plate. Not a bad swing, however. Inside out that swing. Oh, with it just throwing it soft, shouldn't be able to throw it by him. That's a very hittable pitch, although it was on the inside part of the plate. Ryan doing a good job in fouling that pitch off.
And Ryan is rung up for the 2nd time tonight. I thought he had the knuckleball timed better in this at bat, but I guess not.
He just came off of it and peeled a little bit. That's his outside there. You can see he's a little bit upset that he didn't make contact. But if your body's not going toward that pitcher, and he set him up on those with some inside pitches, and then he threw that ball away.
1 out, and here's Jason Worth. Jason 0 for 1 with a walk. And that knuckleball's over for a strike.
Runge giving him the high knuckleball and the low knuckleball.
Sarge, we always talk about facing a pitcher more than one time, how there's a benefit to that for a hitter. Is it the same with a guy who throws a knuckleball?
Well, you know what? I think so. Simply because you know when he doesn't have the gut one, and then you're a little bit happy about that as a hitter. Not as tough.
Jason hits it toward third, backing up on his right. They get one at second. How about that slide by Utley? But the Mets are still able to turn the double play. 5-4-3, and the side is retired. No runs, 2 hits, and a heck of a collision at second base. Chase Utley going in strong to take out Ruben Tejada, and the side is retired. Bank Park. Phillies with 3 runs on 8 hits, no errors. Meanwhile, the Mets 2 runs on 4 hits and no errors. Joe Blanton has a 1-run lead to work with. Boy, if the Phillies could just muster up a little bit more against R.A. Dickey, they've hit into a couple double plays. They might have a little bit more room for Joe Blanton to spare here in the 6th.
Yeah, good call on that. And that's just doing some of the little things, but you got to be able to put that ball in play in order to move the runners.
Here's Lucas Duda. He's 0 for 2. And the first pitch is over for a strike. Sarge, what did you think about Chase's slide to finish up the bottom of the 5th?
Old school slide going in and taking out second baseman. But see, the second baseman, they're so not used to jumping up and getting out of the way, and that's how you end up getting hurt when you're just staying there and taking the brunt of a guy coming in and sliding, and Utley coming in hard. Now he should be way up in the air, and you notice how he just gets up a little. Good takeout by Utley, and he's still turning. Got to give him credit. Stayed right in there.
Now you used to love blowing up infielders. I mean, look how fast he's coming. Look at that.
Oh, he comes in, and I mean, and that is fast motion. Boy, he came in there hard.
And a called strike 3 right down the chute with a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. 1 away here in the 6th.
Well, he knew it, that's for sure, as he started to walk away. Usually now a hitter's looking off speed or something. Here's a fastball right down the middle as he took it. He can call himself out on that.
Beltran takes a pitch on the outside corner for a strike. It was a little bit of a slider, a cutter from Blanton.
That pitch there, 87. Good pitch. Usually that cutter, it's going to come in on a left-handed batter. He'll throw his sinker, that will be away, and that was his breaking pitch, almost in the same spot as he threw for the first strike.
Swing and a miss, a high fastball. Back-to-back strikeouts. In fact, 3 in a row for Blanton. 2 outs here in the 6th.
Well, the difference in that changeup, that's a high fastball, not able to catch up to that. Blanton will pitch high in the zone. The pitch he doesn't want to leave up there is that changeup or that curveball.
Well, now with 2 outs, here's David Wright. He's 0 for 2. And he drops a curveball in there for a strike. Off the end of the bat to right. He's traveling pretty well. Jason Worth is going back to the wall. He jumps and he can't get it. It's off the scoreboard, and Wright is on his way around second. He'll hold up there. And he has a 2-out double. Boy, that ball carried pretty well.
I can't believe he hit the ball that far. It was a good pitch that Blanton threw. Breaking ball on the outside part of the plate. Shows you how strong David Wright is. And here's one that he tries to get up. Just didn't get back far enough as he gets up. See, if he can get back another step now, once he gets up, he probably can get some glove on that. The ball was high enough that I thought maybe he could have had maybe another step or two to get back before he ended up jumping to see if he could catch that ball.
Well, Ike Davis has 2 hits tonight and a run scored for the Mets. And a swing and a miss at the first offering. It's 0-1. So the Phils nursing this 1-run lead, and Joe Blanton has to work out of a little bit of a jam with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Little flare toward left center field coming on is Ibanez, and he makes the sliding grab, and he saves a run. Raul Ibanez flipping a little leather here in the top of the 6th inning. A 2-out double by David Wright, and then this play by Raul Ibanez, and the Phils lead remains 1 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. The Bermuda Triangle of the National League. When Roy Oswalt, Cole Hamels, and Doc Halladay are on the mound, bats disappear. At the end of July, this duo of ours became a trio of terror for opposing hitters. Control, domination, determined, and astonishing is just the beginning of the ways to describe their performances. Like the Triangle, visitors have been approaching with caution. And that unknown is brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. We're here for you every step of the way. Well, the Bermuda Triangle really stepped it up in the 3-game series against the Braves. How about 4 earned runs in 22 innings between the 3? And they were credited with 2 of the victories. Roy Oswalt received a no decision in Wednesday's victory, but he pitched exceptionally well. As Raul Ibanez swings at the first pitch, and there's 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. 12-0 in the month of September for the 3 big pitchers for the Phillies. And how about Ibanez? This is a heck of a grab, Sarge.
All concentration as he comes in and slides and flips it to the fan. Get a high five there from Big Joe Blanton. Didn't know if he was going to get it because it was hit so soft. He got a good jump on that ball. Not happy about that swing, however.
Well, with one away, here's Ruiz. He had an RBI single his last time up. And it's 0-2 to Carlos. Well, this young generation of Phillies fans, and there's a cutie right there. They're not sure what it's like to root for a team that hasn't gotten the postseason the last few years.
Yeah, and they like coming out because they can scream as much as they can and be in unison with everyone else.
There's some truth to that. Back toward the middle. Nice play by Dickey on the backhand. Wasn't hit that hard. 2 outs. Phillies baseball is brought to you by W.B. Mason. Who but W.B. Mason for amazingly low office product prices. By Thomas Jefferson University Hospitals. Call 1-800-JEF now. By Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of the Phils. And by Toyota. It's the Now's the Time sales event at your Toyota dealer. Hurry, offer ends soon. And those rally towels brought to you by the good folks at Hatfield Quality Meats. It's not a dollar dog night, but it's a rally towel night here at the ballpark. And with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th, here's Wilson Valdez.
Well, that American League East with the Rays and the Yankees looks like they could go down in the last game of the season, the way they've been going back and forth in first place.
Yeah, they're both seemingly in the postseason, so the battle is for who wins the American League East and who's the wild card representative.
Well, right now, Boston has their back against the wall as they're playing the New York Yankees in New York. And they still might not win, even if they were to sweep the Yankees. Sure would give them something to think about, however.
As we mentioned before, the Red Sox and the Yankees play 3 this weekend, and then 3 next weekend up at Fenway. Valdez pulls it right toward Reyes at shortstop. And the side is retired in order. So the Phillies go down quietly in their half of the 6th. We've completed 6. We go to the 7th. Angel Pagan is due to lead it off for the Mets.
They call it the streak.
Yeah.
That streaker was out there today. Looked a little bit like somebody we know pretty well. Only the police went after that guy tonight. Well, it's been pitching tonight. Good pitching in this game by both R.A. Dickey and Joe Blatt. Shane Victorino, his first career leadoff home run tonight, his 18th of the year. Shane's also knocked in another run. And Angel Pagan with a 2-run home run for the Mets. So We are flying into the 7th inning right now, Tommy, with the Phillies up by a run.
And Angel Pagan, who homered, as Will said, back in the 4th inning, will lead it off against Joe Blanton, who's thrown 67 pitches with a count 1 ball and no strikes to Angel Pagan. Joe has struck out 5 so far. Pagan tries to bunt his way on. Blanton has it, flips with his glove, dug out by Howard. Wow, what a play by Joe Blanton. And how about the scoop by Ryan Howard? Hey, Mark Burley made an unbelievable play earlier this year with the Chicago White Sox in foul territory. It didn't have the same kind of laughter that one has. That was really impressive.
Ryan Howard can't stop laughing down there. This is a great play by Joe. He does all he can. You talk about just flipping it in the area, and then Ryan, it's funnier every time you look at it, and then he just plants himself there. Looked like a kid making one of those snow angels on his belly there.
Yeah, or doing a little belly flop into the pool.
Unbelievable. And they're giving him some time now. They bring a towel out, get all the mud off him.
That was a great play.
That was funny.
Look at Ryan still laughing.
There's the expression for something like that. You say it's not pretty, it isn't even cute. And look at this. And Ryan does a nice job on the other end of it.
I thought the reaction of Chase Utley was outstanding, too. Chase's mouth was wide open as the ball went to the glove of Ryan Howard.
Who says pitchers aren't athletes?
Well, the guy that was just sitting there a moment ago.
Did he say that?
No, he didn't.
Oh. Well, I think I would think he would say that. Well, that was fun. That was really a fun play.
And the Phillies defense, I mean, that play was unbelievable. But the Phillies defense really in this month of September has been part of their success and their 18-win month.
I don't know. We all have our personal likes and dislikes about what a team should be or shouldn't be as he strikes out totally on that high fastball. People, my personal preference has always been pitching and defense. And if you pitch well and you catch the ball, you're going to win a lot of games. The hitting really helps. There's the high fastball that he strikes him out. And you got to hit in the course of the season. But look what the Phillies have survived this year. Their lack of offense for long periods of time and stayed above water because they pitch and they catch the ball. And you will win your share of games if you can do that.
Chris Carter is batting for Ruben Tejada. He may have been shaken up on that slide at second base by Chase Utley. They have Nick Evans on deck with Elmer DeScend listening up in the bullpen. And Carter lines one toward the gap in right center field. Victorino's over. He slides. He can't get it. Goes right between his legs and off the tip of his glove. And Carter pulls it to second with a 2-out double.
Blanton's having a lot of trouble tonight with 2 outs. Look at the home run was with 2 outs. Double last inning, 2 outs. Double this inning, 2 outs. Walk in the first inning, 2 outs. So here's Victorino doing everything he can, and Shane couldn't quite get to that. And then it gets behind him. Nice backup by Jason Worth, who was on the way to help out on that.
Joaquin Arias is going to come out and pitch run for Chris Carter at second. So Arias will stay in the game and play second base. Nick Evans is going to pinch hit for R.A. Dickey, and Rich Doobie's going out to the mound to talk to Joe Blanton. Well, these lucky fans are tonight's Citizens 7. They will each receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com. Will, since the 1st of September, the regulars, Chase Utley, Ryan Howard, Jason Worth, Raul Ibanez, Shane Victorino, Placido Polanco, Carlos Ruiz, and really you throw Wilson Valdez in there, they've committed 6 errors.
Wow. And this is not a situation where they're not getting the balls either.
Right.
Because sometimes that can be misleading, but not in this case.
Yeah, Polanco is on a tremendous stretch. That guy's played a fantastic shortstop. And Sam Perlazo, who's aligning the defense right now, is in charge of that infield defense. As Evans swings at the first pitch, it's a towering fly ball to right. Jason Worth is there, and Joe Blanton has allowed 2 runs in 7 innings. Not only that, he is truly flipping a little leather as he did to begin the 7th. R.A. Dickey one-hit the Phils on August 13th of this year, Wheels. Who holds the Mets' all-time record with 5 career one-hitters?
Well, I remember 2 by Seaver against the Cubs, and I know he one-hit the Phillies once, so I'm going to go with Tom Seaver.
Tom Seaver is correct. Good job by that. Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. Thanks for playing Dodge Stump the Fans. I guess if you were thinking about, one-hitters, Seaver, Gooden, Kuzman, Matlack,
Ryan,
and Nolan Ryan.
Ryan wasn't there that long, but I wonder how many one-hitters Nolan Ryan had for him. Well, somebody will tell us.
There's a guy in the next booth, Ron Darling. I mean, he was a good pitcher.
Oh, Ron Darling was a real good pitcher. You talk about heavy, hard stuff.
Well, Elmer DeSense, the new pitcher for the Mets, as we go to the bottom of the 7th. He'll take over for R.A. Dickey, who was efficient once again
Seaver
against the Phillies.
At least one of those no-hitters with the Cubs was a perfect game that I'm almost sure was a perfect game. He took the 2 outs in the 9th inning. And a guy named Jim Qualls hit a quail off him. I mean, a little looper. I was watching that game. I was living in Chicago then in 1969, and it was unbelievable. And then he got the next guy out. And it may have been just 28 batters. I don't know. But it was about as close you come to a no-hitter with 2 outs in the 9th.
Well, Ross Claude is pinch hitting here at the bottom of the 7th. You surprised by this, Wiz? Pinch hitting for Joe?
Not really. Yeah, he's been on borrowed time after 6 a lot of games, and they got 7 out of him tonight. So I think they're happy with that time.
After the off day yesterday, Matson's loosening up as Claude hits a one-hopper toward Jose Reyes up the middle, 1 away.
And they also, he took a heck of a belly whomper out there, and I think everything kind of adds up to the fact that he did his job, and that's enough.
Well, there's Arias. We mentioned he was going to stay in the ball game to play second after pinch running for Chris Carter. And in the Phillies bullpen, who else would it be? But Ryan Matson is loosening up and getting ready for the 8th inning. Matson and Lidge have been very good. There have been a lot of guys that have been very good out of the pen. But with the Phillies stretch, these two have really been solid. And it's 0-1 to Victorino. Shane tonight is 2 for 3. He has driven in 2 runs.
Get back to batting left-handed now against a conventional right-handed pitcher. Hit his home run, and that run-scoring double to Shane tonight. off the knuckleballer.
Quick update from D.C. Omar Infante has homered, his 8th of the year. It's a 3-1 game as the Braves are batting in the top of the 6th.
It was Jordan Zimmerman tonight, right?
Jordan Zimmerman, he's out of the game. Clippard's in. And Reyes gets another chance. Well, be a fanatic about reading. We saw the Fanatic streaking on the field earlier. It's sponsored by Comcast. It's a free program encouraging children to read for at least 15 minutes a day. Kindergarten through 8th grade classes are eligible to participate. The classrooms receive bookmarks, pencils, posters, and a chance to win a visit from the Fanatic. Teachers should email fandev@phillies.com for more information.
Here's Feliciano up in the bullpen. They have a note tonight. Just amazing about this guy pitching over 400 games over a stretch over the last few years.
Yeah, and his next appearance will be his 86th, and he's 2 away from the team record for this first season.
Talk about durable. Takahashi was up too, but now Feliciano is up here. A lot of those 400 appearances, it seems like they've been against the Phillies.
Polanco skies it to short right. Boy, Pagan was playing shallow. Had him played perfectly. And it's a 1-2-3 7th inning. So back-to-back innings, and the Phillies are retired in order. So we go to the 8th. It's crunch time here at Citizens Bank Park, and Ryan Matson's due up next. Of the Phillies. Buy Suzuki in the new Kizashi midsize sports sedan. Suzuki, the power of engineering. And buy Xfinity, its TV, phone, and internet reinvented from Comcast. Now, the Fanatic is joined on top of the dugout by the Human Rally Towel. I'm not sure if that one is sponsored by Hatfield Quality Meats like the rest of them are. But that young lady has been all over the ballpark the last week or so, and even before that, too. We first noticed her last Sunday in the Diamond Club section. She truly is a human rally towel.
Yeah. She's been joined by other rally towels.
Yes, she has. Then. Ryan Matson joins the party. 52nd game for Ryan. Joe Blatt tonight, 2 earned runs and 6 strikeouts over 7 innings. Joe was outstanding tonight for the Phils. And Matson is on to face the top of the order. It's the tough part of the order where the Phillies up by 1. A lot of off-speed pitches tonight to this Mets club.
Well, yeah, like most big league teams, they want to hit fastballs, and Joe Bland has a tremendous changeup, and he had a good one again tonight. What did Pagan hit? Was that a changeup or a fastball?
It was a changeup.
It was a changeup. Yeah.
At least I thought it was.
I did too.
In the air off the third base bag. It's playable for Polanco. And 1 away here in the 8th. That's a big out getting Reyes. And making sure he's not aboard to start an inning. Oh, of course, the baseball game is one of the big events happening at Citizens Bank Park, but you can host your next corporate or social event at the ballpark. Take advantage of everything the ballpark has to offer. Unique spaces, on-site catering. It's available year-round for many types of functions, both large and small. Take advantage of the tours, the message board usage. You can call 215-218-5100 or log on to Phillies.com/special events for more details. Here's Lucas Duda, who's 0 for 3 with a couple strikeouts and ground out.
That's shut one of the really good relief pitchers down. Parnell, a right-hander, had a shoulder problem, and that guy can really fire. So they decided they were going to shut him down for the rest of the year. He's a little bit tender down in Florida.
And they have their closer, Francisco Rodriguez, who's out with a thumb injury, but also has an assault case pending and contempt charges.
Yeah, he's out. He's out for a lot of reasons. I wonder if he'll be back.
Fastball at the knees. It's 1-2 to Duda.
They owe him some big bucks too, right?
Yeah, they do.
Not just 1 year either. And that's one thing about this sport. You make a mistake with a contract, you pay for it. It's not like other sports where you don't have to pay the whole thing. You do in baseball.
Swing and a foul tip into the glove of Ruiz. 2 outs here in the 8th.
Good fastball by Ryan Matson. He's gotten 2 outs on fastballs in this inning. A foul tip held on to there by Carlos Ruiz after he got Reyes to hit the pop-up foul off a fastball.
Well, now 2 away for Carlos Beltran, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. Ryan Matson is making his 41st appearance since the All-Star break. Since the All-Star break, his earned run average is 1.14.
When you go over X, Y, Z, why this team has been so good, he's right there with what he's been able to accomplish in the 8th inning to help shut down games.
Beltran has had good career numbers against him. 7 for 18.
Ryan Matson pitched a bunch of innings in extra inning one night at Shea, and this guy beat him with a homer.
In the 16th.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
And I bet he pitched 5-6 innings that night.
Oh, it was 6 innings, and he had just finished being stretched out because he was starting that year. As the wave is going on here at the ballpark. The wave with rally towels. They even had the Bud Light rooftop going with that one. Fans are very proud of themselves. They went from one end to another a couple different times. 1-2 the count to Beltran. Now everybody's on their feet. Swing and a miss. He got him. A little cheese right at the knees to Carlos Beltran. Back-to-back strikeouts for Ryan Matson. It's a 1-2-3 top of the 8th inning. Boy, the Phils have really been dealing in so many ways, and Ryan Matson is leading that charge out of the pen. Gaddick, and much more, including Wheels' book, the book, The Phillies, An Extraordinary Tradition. It's that coffee table book we've been telling you about. It's open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. until 6, and all home games. So make the Majestic Clubhouse store your year-round home for official Phillies merchandise. Home half of the 8th, Pedro Feliciano in for the 86th time this year. And facing Chase Utley for what seems like the 86th time in his career.
401 games, now 402 over the past 5 seasons for Feliciano. 2 other men have pitched in 400 or more games over a 5-season span. One of them was with the Phillies at one time, Paul Quantrill, 409, and Ray King, who seemed like he was in every game, 401. Now, that's pretty remarkable. That's really durable.
Lefties are hitting 200 against him. A 2.88 earned run average. I want to talk about a situational guy. He is a situational guy in a big way.
Well, to be able to think how many times he's warmed up. You know, you don't come into every game when you warm up. You know, it's just amazing. That's what he's done overall in his Mets career. John Franco pitched a lot for this team.
Now there's Brad Lidge. He has a 1-run lead right now, and he's hoping for a little bit more. Phillies send 3, 4, and 5 up here in the bottom of the 8th. And time is called as Tolley wants to go out to the mound and chat about this next pitch.
Well, there was a period when Feliciano was really dealing. He threw nothing but sliders to Chase Utley. And one night Utley beat him with a home run on a fastball to left center at Shea, and that's a long way. Like it isn't. Well, now their ballpark is even further, I guess, because the wall's higher. But to hit the ball out at Shea to left center was impressive. And after that, he didn't really see a whole lot of fastballs for a while. Here's that sweeping slider.
Three and 2 the count to Chase. And a swing and a miss. And there's one away here in the 8th.
There was. He just doesn't throw him a whole lot of fastballs at him. And he threw him slider there to get him. Missed with the one before that. Chase was really patient, and then that one was close. You know, that looks like a strike almost right to the last second. Now it's too late.
Ryan Howard is 0 for 3, a couple strikeouts. He grounded into a double play his first time up. And the first pitch is inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Look at that, 34 at bats against Feliciano for Ryan Howard.
It's tough for lefties. And so we've seen him so much over the years because of Ryan Howard and Chase Utley. And then you throw Ibanez in the mix the last few years. He's had a lot of at bats, a lot of battles with Feliciano over the years.
65th ball game against the Phillies. And they tried to sweep that slider in, and Ryan didn't bail, and it's 2-1.
He just doesn't throw as hard as he used to. He never was overpowering, but had a better fastball, and then that really good slider to go along with it. He still can trick him up there, though.
Opposite way, that'll be a base hit for Ryan Howard. So a 1-out single here in the 8th, and that's probably going to be it for Pedro Feliciano. Jerry Manuel's already at the top step, and he's heading out to the mound.
Kind of jammed him with a fastball there, and there's a lot of room on that side of the diamond.
So we'll have a pitching change here at Citizens Bank Park with Howard aboard. and 1 out. And Jerry Manuel takes the baseball from his left-hander. And a right-hander's coming on. It's an AT&T call to the bullpen here at Citizens Bank Park. Phillies lead it by 1 and looking for some more. Story of this ball game with former Phil's All-Star closer Ricky Vitalico's unfiltered analysis and player reactions on Phillies postgame live presented by Sloan Toyota. That's after tonight's ball game right here on Comcast Sportsnet.
Unfiltered? Well, what does that mean?
I guess to a certain extent. Ricky tonight had his radio show. Then he had to do Phillies pregame live.
Yeah.
Then he has to get ready for the postgame show.
Right.
Did the radio show here and then zoom. Zip back over to the Wells Fargo Center for the pregame show.
To be unfiltered.
To be unfiltered.
That's dangerous.
In a tie. Matty Acosta's the new pitcher for the Mets. Acosta's on for Pedro Feliciano. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, Roger Bernardina's sacrifice fly has made it 4-1 Nationals in the bottom of the 6th. That's good news. And a breaking ball to Worth, and it's 0-1. By the way, Jason and Mike Pelfrey looked like they were jawing back and forth. There's Pelfrey while Jason was standing on the stairs in the Phillies dugout. Pelfrey looked like he was signaling that he was upset with something. Now, I don't know if it was Chase Utley's slide earlier in the ball game, which was a good slide. There's a ground ball to second. Howard going in, and the throw is not in time to get Jason Worth. There are 2 outs, but it was kind of interesting to watch from a distance. Pelfrey, who was scheduled to pitch in this series, but now has been bumped to early next week. Then he looked like he was talking with Shane Victorino, and wasn't really talking as much as he was. Like he was showing a little frustration for some reason. I thought Chase's slide was aggressive, and he plays the game a certain way, and he plays it the right way.
Well, he's a second baseman,
and he knows better than anybody.
The guy was standing right on the bag.
Here's the slide.
And I went in there when it happened. But I mean, if you're a second baseman and you've got a guy coming at you like that, you have to jump. You know, that's what they do. You know, their mindset is get the ball and get up in the air and get out of the way because the guy's going to come and get me. Now, you know, he didn't look like he was going to slide all the time. Then at the last minute, I don't know. What one perceives is something other than the other. He came in low. He came in at the bag, and the second baseman didn't jump. They're trying to get out. Right.
Well, you've always said that Sarge went into second more aggressive than most guys. And Sarge thought it was a great slide. You know, and Sarge would know too.
You know, I mean, he's right over the bag. Not like he went out to try and get him. I guess there's a lot of opinions on that,
and we're not sure if that's it, but there was definitely some talking going on.
That's it. That's got to be it, because Utley and Pelfrey have had problems before.
0-2 the count to Ibanez.
They had their chance to hit him.
They did. Well, Phillies have a 1-run lead here in the bottom of the 8th. outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. R.A. Dickey started the ball game with the first 6, allowed 3 runs on 8 hits. Then Elmer descends. Pedro Feliciano, now Manny Acosta. Meanwhile, for the Phillies, Joe Blanton, 7 strong innings. Ryan Matson, a perfect 8th. And the 9th will belong to Brad Lidge. There goes the runner, and the pitch is swung on and missed. And Tolley will throw down the first to try to complete the strikeout, and the side is retired. So the Phillies leave 1 here in the 8th. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. We go to the 9th, and once again, it's time for Brad Lidge. His last 17 save opportunities is on to try to close out another one for the Phillies. And he'll have to do so against 4, 5, and 6 for the New York Mets. Look at that, 48 games, 1 win, 1 loss, 26 saves in 31 opportunities for Brad. A 3.16 earned run average, 49 Ks in 42 2/3. And if you've missed any portion of this ball game, it will encore tonight at 10:30 on the Comcast Network. And Phillies coverage on Comcast Sportsnet continues Monday night against the Nats. Coverage begins with pregame live Monday at 6:30 right here on Comcast Sportsnet.
Boy, it's been played tonight. If you blink, you miss some of it.
That's because both pitchers were throwing strikes.
Really? They pitched the contact.
Brad Lidge will face David Wright, Ike Davis, and Angel Pagan. Brad has pitched a lot lately. That's because the Phillies have won a lot lately. They've won 18 of 21 here in September and 10 in a row. Trying to win 19 games, which would be more than an 83 team, which won 18 in September. And a line drive, 1 hopper, snagged by Valdez. A little spin and a fastball right over to Ryan Howard, 1 away. Jimmy Rollins is supposed to play on Sunday, but what he's seen from the guy filling in for him has even impressed him.
Oh, this is a tremendous play. I mean, that ball is smoked. And she said a fastball over to first, and Wright was out by a lot because the ball was hit so hard he was barely out of the box.
Brad is averaging more than 10 strikeouts per game, or I should say per 9 innings, which is really impressive. As Ike Davis sends one down the left field line, that's pretty well hit. That is off the wall, and Ibanez plays it well. Here's his throw to second, a little offline, and Davis is safe at second. But the Phils are very fortunate that that stayed in the yard. So the tying run is in scoring position.
That guy's a good-looking hitter, Ike Davis. He's got a future.
He has a 3-hit night.
He hits this ball hard, and he has some pop the other way too, and it had some lift to it. Hit, well, pretty high up on the wall, it looked like.
Angel Pagan homered earlier tonight. He's accounted for the runs for the Mets. One for 6 in his career against Lidge. And a slider a little high, and it's 1-0.
Couple tough outs here now at the end. You know, this guy is a good hitter, and Tolley, the guy on deck, he's tough to strike out a lot of times. He puts the ball in play. Joe Blanton got him once tonight.
Toward left center field. Victorino on the run into the alleyway. He's there and he makes the catch. Davis tags from second. The throw to third is not in time, and Davis gets there standing. 2 outs here in the ninth.
Well, this is an exciting inning.
Sure is.
And the ball is surprised there hasn't been more of this tonight. The pitching's been really good, but it's dead still here tonight. And the ball's starting to fly. Or has been ready to fly tonight, although now the wind is blowing out a little bit.
Rally towel starting to twirl, and a meeting at the mound between Chase Utley, Ryan Howard, Carlos Ruiz, and Brad Lidge against Tolley, who's 0 for 3 tonight. But as Wheels mentioned, pretty good contact hitter. And there you see the score in Washington. The Nationals have scored 2 more. They lead it 6-1. Phillies trying to cut their magic number down. Adam Dunn has 2 more RBIs. It looks like a snowstorm here at Citizens Bank Park. And the first pitch a little low. Now on deck is Joaquin Arias.
Right. Just going to go there. Now that doesn't mean they can't hit for him unless they don't have another infielder. So, you know, Lidge doesn't want to get beaten by a guy like Tolley with a guy on deck who's never seen him. They do have Castillo, but, you know, he's pretty banged up and hasn't been playing.
Outside 3-0.
So he might not be afraid to lose this guy.
And he may not be throwing one around the strike zone on purpose.
Yep.
Even though Josh Tolley's a rookie and he's, you know, a .282 hitter this year, he does make contact.
Yeah, and he's hit some dunkers since we've seen him. You know, he makes good contact.
There's ball 4.
He just pitched around him. Especially when he fell behind him. He was going to take the young player. Well, now they're going to hit for him.
So Arias is being called back, and it looks like it's going to be Feliciano. Jesus Feliciano, who's going to pinch hit for New York. So runners on first and third with 2 outs here in the top of the ninth. Phillies trying to win their 11th consecutive game. Trailing after 8. Look at that, Wills.
Wow.
0-66.
Well, you don't want to put a 1 on that column tonight.
Let him on the table. Mike Hessman's come out of the on-deck circle for the Mets. Feliciano's hitting .265, and he takes a slider for a strike.
Well, he'll get more aggressive with this guy now.
$45,309 on their feet and twirling their rally towels. The 0-1. Back toward the box. Flag down by Brad Lidge. The flip over to first. Well, time was called, apparently. The third base umpire, Hunter Wendelstedt, came in waving. I don't know what happened.
Oh, they're calling time to send Castillo out to pinch run.
Oh, man.
How about that?
Charlie Emanuel's going to come out and argue this.
Yep, they were calling
or at least
time.
ask what's going on.
Yep, they're calling time for Castillo to come out and be the pinch runner, and that's why.
And now Hunter Wendelstedt is going to tell Charlie Emanuel what happened. Although Jerry Lade says, well, hold on, I'll take care of it. Nobody was really that emphatic about the time call. Look at the third base umpire. Look, they're looking for time. Right there, right there. He called time while he was in his motion.
He's going into his motion. Boy, that was late.
I guess you can do it, but I'm not sure if that's fair.
Boy, that's tough. Game's over.
Now, I can understand if Brad hadn't started to the plate. He'd already started to the plate.
Right.
Wendelstedt saw them call time. He took a few steps and waited and then made the call.
Well, he was going off Ike Davis at third, too.
But call it right away.
Yeah, who's waving like crazy.
I think Charlie's going to get thrown out of this ball game. Yeah, he's still not done with Jerry Lade. Jerry Lade's leaving the leash pretty long.
There's some juice here. That was good.
Hey, every game's important. Every out is important.
Now Wendelstedt is pointing at Charlie right now. Charlie may get it from the third base. Oh, there it is. How close that was.
Yeah,
wow.
See, he saw Ike Davis asking for time and should have called it right away, but then he took a few steps in.
I mean, Ike Davis was windmilling at him.
0-2 the count.
Charlie's still giving it to Wendelstedt down there from the dugout.
And Wendelstedt's taking a few steps down.
Yeah, he's been patient. You're right. They were good. They didn't throw him out of the game.
2 strikes on the board, a 1-run lead. Swing and a miss. He got him on a slider. Ruiz is thrown to first. The Phillies have won 11 straight games, and their magic number to clinch the National League East is at 3. What a ninth inning. The lead in the East is at 6.5. 93-61 for the Phillies. And Brad Lidge has saved another one.
Did a great job of pitching around Tolley there. Decided he'd go after the younger player, and even Feliciano counts that way too. Pelfrey's still staring over at the Phillies bench. Well, he'll get his chance next year.
Longest winning streak since 1991 when the Phillies won 13 straight. The 19 wins here in September, the most for the Phillies since they went 19-8 back in September of 2004. The result was not a trip to the postseason, and it wasn't 93 wins.
Here's the slider to strike him out. Great job by Carlos Ruiz, as always, to block it, throws him out. Now, not to get ahead of ourselves, but the Braves play a day game tomorrow with Washington.
Yep.
If somehow they lose tonight, and they could lose tomorrow, you could have a clinch situation here tomorrow night. Now, they're getting a little bit ahead, but just remember, it is a day game tomorrow.
Well, here is our W.B. Mason delivery of the ball game, and R.A. Dickey was throwing knucklers wheels, and Carlos Ruiz hit it like a knuckler.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did there. He hit that thing like the guy threw it, and that turns out to be the winning run way back in the 4th inning as Carlos got the base hit. R.A. Dickey, that is our W.B. Mason delivery of the game.
Well, Shane Victorino had himself a heck of a night in his first 2 at-bats, batting right-handed. He's down on the field with Sarge. Sarge, take it away.
Hey, guys, thanks a lot. Well, started off right away, home run. Off that right side there. You thinking about maybe staying on that side?
Definitely feels good. It's one of those things where you just keep playing. I finally made a decision to, I faced him the last 2 times from the left side, and I said, you know what, I'm going to hit right-handed today, and worked out for the best for me.
So what is it? Do you see the ball better from the right side as opposed to the left?
Well, I hit natural, right-handed. I mean, I started switching when I was 22. So, from my natural side, I felt like, I do it against Wakefield. Why am I going to not do it against Dickey? I tried 2 times, and I was unsuccessful from the left side. So I said, you know what? Hey, I'm going to give it a shot. Why not face the knuckleball right-handed?
Pelfrey seemed to be a little bit irritated tonight, jawing back and forth. Is he angry because maybe they're out of it now, or what's the deal?
You know what? I think he felt like Chase went in hard, but you know what? Chase played the game that way. I don't think Chase was going in there with the intention to hurt anybody. He was just trying to make a double play, and you know what, it's that time of year, you know, where and anytime we play against each other, you know, things get heated up, and, you know, hopefully he'll be fine, and, you know, it gets over. But you know what, again, it's part of the game, and, you know, again, I don't think Chase had any intentions. You know, he came over and asked me what was going on. I said, you know what, Pelfrey was saying stuff, but again, it's part of the game. You know, he felt like he needed to say something, and you know what, I give credit to Pelfrey for saying something, but you know what, our guys are going to stand up too and say something back, and, you know, just part of the game.
Well, nice coming on. Thanks for explaining that to us. Continued success.
Thanks, Sarge.
All right, guys, back to you.
All right, Sarge, thank you very much. Doing it again in 2010. That is right. The Phillies' magic numbers at 3. Why? Well, Brad Lidge's slider buried Jesus Feliciano, and Carlos Ruiz blocked it beautifully. The Phillies win it by 1. We'll be back after this.